Hi friends, welcome to Storytime with Tristan. Join me today as we read I'm Best as Me by Murlonda Janelle and illustrated by Morgan Bissant. Eddie, Carter, O'Neill, and Cy are four cousins who love sports and spending time together. Not only are they cousins, but they're also very good friends. They're so close that they decided they needed a name, so they started calling themselves the Angels. Every Friday after school, they would go to their aunt's house for lots of fun. The Angels always spent their time playing outside in the backyard. Today, as the boys are playing, O'Neill has a great idea to make their visits a little different. Hey guys, I've been thinking, since we all love sports and we're all good at different things, how about we take turns teaching each other our favorite sport? That's a great idea. I can't wait to teach y'all how to play basketball, Carter quickly agreed. I love that idea, Cy added. I really want to learn how to play football. Who's going first? Carter asked. Maybe Eddie should go first since he's the oldest, O'Neill said. The Angels all agreed to let Eddie go first. This is going to be so fun, Eddie smiled. I can't wait to show you everything I've learned about soccer. You guys are going to love it. The Angels continued playing, but Eddie couldn't stop thinking about soccer. He couldn't wait to get home to start planning. Back at home, Eddie sat on his bed in his room, which looked like a mixture of soccer field and a war zone, with cones, sheets of paper, soccer balls, and jerseys laid out everywhere. Eddie worked non-stop on his plans to teach his cousins how to play soccer. He didn't want them to just learn how to play the game, but he wanted them to love it too. Eddie was sure if he showed them the right way, they would want to play the game just as much as he does. I've got to get this right, or they won't see how fun soccer can be. Eddie held a piece of paper in front of his face. He tapped the pencil against his lip as he continued thinking. Dad stuck his head in Eddie's room. Time for dinner. 1 minute, Dad, I'm almost done. Eddie continued looking at his paper. What is all of this? Dad walked over and glanced at all of the stuff on Eddie's floor. Tomorrow, I have to teach Carter, O'Neill, and Cy how to play soccer, and I want to make sure I show them everything. Sounds like fun. Dad walked to the door. Don't take too long, your food's going to get cold. Eddie nodded as he continued working. After dinner, Eddie spent more time watching video tutorials of soccer games online. Everything had to be perfect and in place before Saturday. He gathered all the supplies he needed and couldn't wait for the Angels to fall in love with soccer. Saturday morning, the Angels all arrived at their aunt's house. Carter runs to the backyard and yells, "Okay, Eddie, teach us soccer, we're ready." Cy grabs a jersey and puts it on, agreeing. "Yeah, let's get this started. Whose team am I on?" "Hold on," Eddie stops them. "I have to explain the rules first. I've watched the professionals and I have to show you how they do it." "Forget the rules, I'm ready to play," Carter said. "Yeah, how hard can it be?" O'Neill sat the soccer ball on the ground and kicked it straight in the net Eddie set up before they arrived. Carter removed the ball from the net and kicked it to the opposite side of the field. Eddie shouted, "Guys, stop! We have to do it like the professionals or we'll never be good." "Why do we have to do it like the professionals? Can't you just explain the rules and we do it our way?" O'Neill asked. "Don't you want to be good?" Eddie asked the group. "We want to have fun," Carter said. "We will," Eddie says. "Trust me. Sit down and let me explain." The Angels did as they were told. As Eddie showed his charts and went over everything it takes to be a professional, Carter, O'Neill, and Cy sat with their heads in their hands and tried to understand what Eddie was saying. It was no use. The more Eddie talked, the more confused the boys became. It doesn't really look like they're having a lot of fun to me. Cy leaned over and whispered, "When are we going to start? This is no fun." "I agree. I feel like I'm in class, and Eddie's not a very good teacher," O'Neill whispered back. Eddie stopped talking and looked at his cousins. Do you all know how to play soccer? No, because you didn't watch the professionals on video, but I did, and if it's not done like this, then it won't be right. I don't want to play like the professionals. I'm not trying to be a professional soccer player. I just want to play and have fun, O'Neill said. Yeah, Sai added. I'm going inside. This is boring. Me too, O'Neill said, standing next to Sai. They both ran inside, leaving Eddie and Carter behind. They don't get it. If we're going to do this, we have to do it right, Eddie explained. You understand that, don't you? He looked at Carter and waited for him to agree. Carter shook his head. No, I don't understand why we can't just play the game our way. Because that's not how you become a great soccer player. Eddie tried to get him to understand. Eddie, every soccer player isn't the same. That's what makes them different. That's how they're able to play as a team. If everyone copied what someone else does, then everyone would be the same. Eddie listened and thought about what Carter said. We are the angels. We're different. We do things our way. That's what makes us so great. Eddie smiled. You're right. I'll go get Sai and O'Neill and you can teach us how to play the game our way, the fun way, Carter said. I like that, Eddie agreed. While Carter ran inside to get Sai and O'Neill, Eddie put his charts and videos away. We're back, Carter called with O'Neill and Sai running behind him. Before we begin, Eddie said, I have to show you how to do something like a professional. Oh no, they all moaned. But Eddie, Carter began. Eddie held his hand up and stopped Carter from talking. I just want to apologize, professionally. He laughed. I really wanted you all to love soccer as much as I do, but all I've done was ruined it for you. Sai grabbed a soccer ball and threw it to Eddie. You didn't ruin anything. Now, can we stop talking and play some soccer? The boys played until their legs couldn't go any longer. They collapsed on the grass and talked about how much fun they had. Eddie's parents stood at the back door. Boys, it's time to go. During the ride home, Eddie couldn't stop thinking about how much fun he had with the Angels. He could hardly wait until next Friday. How did the soccer lesson go? Dad asked from the front seat. At first, it didn't go so well, but all of that changed when we started playing as ourselves and not like other people. Sounds like you learned a very good lesson today, Dad said. It sure did, Eddie agreed. Being different is much better than copying. The end. I really enjoyed this story because I think it teaches us an important lesson on being ourselves. Eddie was trying so hard to copy the soccer professionals, but in doing this, it only frustrated his cousins and made playing soccer not fun. Everything changed when Eddie and his cousins started playing soccer how they wanted to and stopped worrying about copying other people. This is an important reminder to us to be true to who we are and not to worry about being like anyone else. I hope you enjoyed our story today and that you remember that it's always best to be yourself. Special thanks to Murlonda Janelle for granting permission to read aloud I'm Best as Me. Make sure to visit wordsinweb.com to get your own copy of her books that you can add it to your library. Thanks for joining me on Storytime with Tristan. To find out how you can purchase today's book, take an online reading class with me, or learn how you can purchase shirts like mine to help support fostering, adoption, education, and dog rescue, click the description below. If you liked this video, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all my latest videos. I'll see you next time for another reading adventure.